Welcome, Capricorn. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a full moon in Capricorn reading for you. The full moon's active on the 29th of June and naturally is falling in your area or the activity of your life that controls your perspective, your mindset, your approach, your attitude. So this is tremendous as full moons are already rife with that hidden energy, hidden feeling, hidden power that is not revealed on the surface. So just as the moon card speaks about the reveal of things that are hidden, this full moon is actually activating that same principle in opposition to the sun in Cancer, where we live our emotional life that is in many ways protected by our fears, whereas Capricorn represents the energy in opposition to that fear, the ability to take responsibility for what we care about, what we love, our families, protecting them, our foundations, our ancestry, and really putting ourselves out there, being willing to defend that in the world. So this in many ways is about your emotional maturity. And as Jupiter has preceded Cancer, the sun's movement in Cancer, having just moved out of Cancer, Jupiter's ingress in Cancer was about the expansion of our emotional intelligence. And so with Capricorn, now we're willing to take responsibility, show up for that, be there for that. So we're going to start with the wild, unknown archetype, the ocean, particularly relevant to me at Pacific Tarot. And other words for the ocean, other titles, the unconscious, the depths, the incomprehensible. The power of the ocean is unmatched. To step into its salty waters is to step into the unknown, representing the unconscious, all that is beyond our understanding. We cannot live within the ocean. We can't claim it, manage it, or own it. It rejects our every attempt to dominate nature. Yet, amid its overwhelming power, it calls to us, inspires us, and invigorates our life on land. There is change stirring that is beyond any change you've known before. The ego must dissolve. The saline swells work on your very cells, your fibers, your deepest underlying beliefs. Like Aphrodite, we rise from the ocean's froth a new being. Life is change. Let the wave crash. So I like this because this is about the big dream, having the big dream. I've been listening to a song by Black Sharif called Dream Big. And I think this is so much a part of where this full moon is reflecting on this unconscious power we have to marshal our life experiences, our creative flow and power into bigger dreams, greater potential, and having a greater potential on the world, our communities, our homes, our families. This is clarified by creativity. This is pretty self-explanatory. There is a spider here weaving a silken web, and one interesting fun fact is that the silk, spider silk, is 5 times stronger than steel. Now, I'm not sure in what context that has meaning or is measured, but I think the idea that something of beauty is also strong, and that the unleashing of one's creativity, the flow of one's creativity comes out of the profound change and experience of our lives, particularly those things that feel too big to contain, sadness, loss, being hurt, being wounded, trauma. These are things that fuel the creativity that we're being asked to marshal as a tool of our awareness, our expanded awareness of the change that we anticipate, the change we literally feel in our bodies. In the present, the Nine of Wands, this describes a whole way in which you have spent your life throwing yourself at your passion, the thing you know you're good at. And in many ways, this sometimes represents an outsized ego or confidence that is not truly trusting of one's intuition. So I see you as launching yourself project after project, job after job, effort after effort to create that ultimate project, finish, complete something that represents your creative drive for fulfillment, what inspires you, what motivates you, what you hope will inspire others, which will be an addition to that creative spark you recognize has the power to burn away negative energies. And so this is about your unstoppableness. You can't be stopped. You can't stop. You don't know how to stop, yet there's something that you're giving into, you're surrendering to in order to allow this to flow so that it isn't a struggle anymore. The life, the effort of struggle you are being shown is over. It's not productive for you. You have little to show for this effort, but exhaustion, but wounding, a damaged ego. In the past, the Six of Swords and the Page of Cups, I see this is really telling me some story about your childhood, so that you had to escape an uncomfortable environment where there was division, where there was angry words, a lot of angry words, a lot of arguments, a lot of opinions expressed loudly, harshly. And somehow, even though you were a participating member in that scenario, you did not feel that your ideas, your efforts, your energy could bring the family or solve a solution that was evident in the home, in your home environment, in your community. You felt that you were either misunderstood or uh, were encountering the resistance to really solving anything, that people just really wanted to say what they had to say, damn the consequences. And from that place, this very sensitive, hyper aware energy that you brought into the world with you, this choosing this family specifically to learn from this environment so that you could heal this within yourself, heal this in other places. So there's something about learning how to heal, how to comfort, how to give respite within a situation that was dramatic, traumatic, and clashing. Division was sowed, members were separated, people were in camps. So this feels extremely stressful as a way of navigating through childhood. I also see a way in which you sought escape from an environment in which you had a very important role to play, but you found escape in your dreams, in your superpowers, in your sensitivity, in your hyper awareness, your very sensitive nature that was a highly empathic nature. And you sought escape through that, through drugs, through dreams, through music, through any way that you could retract into this very rich dream life that you have, that you brought with you into this life. In the future, the Hermit card, I think this is showing that you are making sense out of this change that you are a part of, that you're experiencing, that's much larger than you. This is a change that's occurring in the world, but it's also occurring within you because of your ability to intuit this change, to feel this change profoundly, to have it the experience of its washing, its dissolving, its flow. It's powerful currents that can't be controlled. You're looking for those answers in terms of how you can respond. The best ways that you can heal not only yourself, continue your self-healing, but also create that as a practice or a model for others. So you have spent a long time, many of you, because of this very tender early nature, looking for answers within your own experience. I don't feel that this is a time, if there has ever been a time, in which you asked others for support, or when you have, you often found the support to be less than what you felt you needed. People don't expect you to need help because of your level of competence. This is a curse, and you're very familiar with this. Nobody imagines you need help. You're the person who helps others. So I feel like there's a big healing that you're conducting on your own behalf that you've been working towards for a long time, and you're finally making sense of it. It's impacting your perspective in a way that can't be described with words. If this reading is resonating for you, Capricorn, so far, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate your presence here. Thank you so much for your support and kindness in whatever way that is. The Nine of Wands is clarifying the Page of Wands, and what was that? The Six of Swords. And one more card. The Fool is clarifying the Nine of Wands. The Justice is going here over the Nine of Wands in the presence. Just going to pull them all right now. And the Three of Swords is with the Justice in your present. In the future, can I get a couple of cards? The Four of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Nine of Wands clarifying in the past and the Fool. So this is a repeat of the Nine of Wands. Boy, you have been a fighter, haven't you? I almost see you as a warrior of love, of expression, of creativity. It's unquenchable within you. Every stage of your life, however old you are, however young you are, has been consumed with this need to express yourself, to express your feelings. It almost argues against any kind of containment. This is just who you are, and the Fool coupled with that. I do see a lot of impulsive decisions in your past, a lot of which you have paid dearly for. And I mean a lot of impulsive decisions. You even knew when you were doing it how foolhardy it was, but you didn't care at the time, and you were young and strong, and you figured you would be just fine, no matter how it worked out. but that wore you down over time. That eroded your trust in others, and thus eventually your trust in yourself. You stopped believing, having faith that you knew what you were doing or that you had anything to do at all. In the present, the Justice and the Three of Cards. So this warrior of love, this warrior of light I see, has finally recognized the patterns that caused heartbreak, disappointment, failure, and the responsibility that you are now able to identify as yours in those so-called betrayals, in those heartaches, in those broken hearts, yours and the hearts of others. Wasn't just you, you were breaking hearts too. And you're finally finding the balance in that. You're finally recognizing where that came from, what you didn't see, what you didn't get as a child, what agency you were stripped of, the expectations that were mounted upon you to take care of the family, if not physically, then spiritually, morally, intellectually, in some way. Your activities, your path was going to vindicate the family. Now, I'm talking about your parental expectation, but I also think that this affected other members of the family in a way that caused a lot of resentment and kind of built on that idea that you have everything you need, even if you had nothing. A sense that you always came out on top, that you could always manifest an opportunity for yourself. This is an energy that you are still to this day working through, facing. And you're really opening up, I feel like, in exposing your pain. You're really opening up to what you now recognize you cannot see, but is there for you. Possibilities are emerging because you're open to it now. You're not just fighting your way through. You're not just pushing forward relentlessly, banged up, damaged, wounded. Instead, you're really trusting that there is balance, that giving and receiving, in fact, this is strong Venus energy. And for those of you with Venus active in your chart in a considerable placement, this particularly is resonating for you. So I feel like the power of love, the power of attraction is something that has eluded you, or you've made many impulsive and not positive decisions that you have come to regret, that have wounded you. There have been some friendships that have emerged out of that, but it's been more hurtful than not. I think you've experienced a lot of love through your romantic, passionate nature, your impulsive actions. In the future, we have the Hermit clarified by the Four of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of inside internal work, healing work, uh, deep gratitude for all of this experience of struggling and fighting and coming up empty-handed. All of this pushing and overconfidence and not understanding that there were other ways of flowing because of this powerful gift you have. You thought the gift was enough, working at the gift was enough, but understanding where it belonged, how to allow your life to blossom in order to fuel your work, your gift, your ability to explore, create, discover. This is who you are. There's definitely something of the sage in many of you, if not the shaman. And I'm not surprised if many of you are healers, but you're more and more understanding this perception is growing that what sits on the surface, even what others see, is so far from the depth, the complexity of your experience, your hardship, and your triumphant overcoming of that. Your deep gratitude for where you are, and you're still at the beginning of your exploration. You're still at the beginning of your uh, development as a creative, as a giver, as a leader, as a teacher. You are fueled up by this deep healing experience, by this phenomenal change that you know you're a part of. I'm going to finish this with I like the agapanthus, so I'm picking this, and the key words are words of love. Speak with your heart. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.